Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Digging Deep, an OKIE811 podcast. I'm your host, Luis, and today I'm with the one and only Jerrell Welch, Director of Operations here at OKIE811.
Luis, thanks for pulling me in on this.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here.
Be interesting.
How's your week been?
It's been a great week. It's been short but long.
Mm-hmm.
We've got so many exciting things going on right now at Okie that there is just no breathing room, I feel like.
Have you got into the fall break yet with your kiddo?
So my kid is too young. So
I always forget.
So thankfully we got daycare every day. So
good.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody here has been doing the rotation.
Oh my gosh.
My son's week's is next week.
Yeah. I've got two people off today and tomorrow, so I get it. Yeah.
So let's go straight to topic. I know, time is gold, as I say. We don't have too much time either. Tell me a little bit about your experience and how you got into Okie, and now I know you're now the Director of Operations, but I want to know and I want to learn for our audience the whole process. And obviously I'm new here, and also I'll take it as a new way to learn something new. So how does it work?
How does the process work?
Well, first tell me a little bit about yourself and your adventure here at Okie, and then you can tell me.
Absolutely. So I graduated from college from UCO in Edmond, Oklahoma. Was on a leadership scholarship and got to meet a lot of people, learn a lot of things about the world. Came out of college in 2008, and the economy kind of fell to pieces a little bit.
That was when the house market crashed?
Yeah, it was a little rough on the job market, but jumped into a position with a natural gas pipeline company in Northwest Oklahoma. Kind of got my feet wet in the industry where we're talking about underground facilities and what that actually means. Understanding the safety or risk associated with those underground facilities. Moved up to Oklahoma City, went to work for an association doing membership and also IT stuff. Then I moved over to OKIE811 as the contact center manager. Continued to grow from there, became the operations manager, moved into the director of operations, and now I'm the senior director of operations. I don't know if it's because I got more gray hair.
Or the beard.
Yeah. So it's been a wild ride. So along that time, getting my feet wet, really understanding what we were doing in the contact center to serve the stakeholders, meaning excavators that are calling in and the operators on the other side of that, making sure that we're helping those excavators put in good information, get the right places, make sure those tickets are safe, making sure the quality checks are happening, and then looking at the technology along the way. Obviously, that my responsibilities grew, added on kind of our IT group, which is our in-house IT, as well as our GIS team. And then recently transitioned, we added member services under our group. And so we're focused on the side, making sure that our members are getting the service that they need and helping them protect their assets on the other side of things. So
hands full every day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful opportunity because what we do is so important. Not only does it protect those assets and those companies, but it protects you and me. Right?
And that's something that I've been learning the last 6 months since I joined the team. It's mainly about safety. Because I think the message of, you can repair and fix a broken pipe or pipeline or whatever, but you can't bring somebody back from there.
That's right.
So it's always, that message is so important, and I always keep it straight, like, hey, this is the first thing. You can fix that later, but once you hit that and the explosion is happening, it's when it becomes really, really ugly. But so the day-to-day, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, so you oversee the whole operation, right? How everything works from your department to every single department, and you have to try to make it that everything goes smooth, right?
As smooth as possible, yeah.
So what are the kind of like the, in other words, like kind of like the roller coaster of things, like how do you make that happen every every week, every day, every month, like to make sure that everything's running?
Yeah, great question. So at the end of the day, I rely heavily on some awesome people. This organization, it's not just me, it's not just you, like it's not just the people that you see. There are so many great team members that are so focused on the mission and trying to keep excavators safe, keep facilities safe, keep just our entire state safe. And so having that buy-in from our other team members, our director of IT and member services, our director of contact center operations, the manager of education outreach, our director of business education services, our executive director, but especially even our agents. Things go smoothly because everybody is involved and everybody cares to make that happen.
Takes a village.
It does. It takes a village. It takes a very dedicated, very mission-oriented village.
I was gonna jump into, so as director of operations, do you kind of see what other A1s are doing and kind of like, hey, am I, exchange ideas? I know at the FNCA we were last September. What is something that you look for in other A1s that you maybe can apply here, or one of the things that you kind of always, okay, let me see if I can apply this here, make it work?
Yeah, so every 811 does things a little bit differently. A lot of that has to do with their state laws, but then at the same time, we can't all be perfect in what we're doing, and so we can't all implement everything at the same time either. So a lot of times we go to these conferences or we are online talking to our peers and we find out that they've implemented a new process or a new policy. And so the great thing is we can talk and we can discuss through, okay, well, how did this work? Ultimately, is it something that you would do again? What is the ROI on this? And when we talk about ROI, we're not talking about it in the corporate speak, right? We're not for profit. So we're looking at efficiencies. We're looking at how do we make this more efficient, more effective, and increase the safety overall. So really getting to have those conversations, it doesn't have to be, okay, we're going to go implement this. It might be, we're going to find out what your experience was, what pushback you had, what's a better way to implement this. And then we're going to do that, and then we're going to share that with our peers as well. And so it kind of becomes this domino set, right? Like it's just one domino after the other. This one gets a little bit better. This one gets a little bit better. And we're kind of all sharing.
Like a trial and error type of thing. Like, hey, let me try this. If it works, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I'll teach you what I would have done differently, and you can make it better. So
how do you see now, since I've came here on board, the Spanish outreach, and I know we were talking earlier about how in maybe in a year or two you can see maybe a difference in people calling in and putting in tickets in terms of Spanish. Is that something that you also kind of saw in others, A11, especially from Texas, that they were doing different? And hey, I might want to grab some ideas from them and implement them here.
Yeah. So I mean, like we said, every state does things a little bit differently. The outreach side of things is not something that I'm a part of a lot. However, seeing the impacts of those outreach is really big on my radar. So seeing how many calls that we're getting from Spanish-speaking excavators, and then seeing how many tickets we're taking and what the change in that is. What I showed you kind of earlier was we're up any given month 45+% this year over last year. Some months as much as 150%. So it's really exciting to see, but I think the impact that we're going to see from the new specialization that we have is going to be exponential. Because when you take growth that was 50%, but last year that 50% was on 500 in a month, and you take that 50% and it's on 2,000, then it really starts to grow and you see that full impact. So
going back to the circle, tickets. I know that's something that has changed over the years. I know I probably see the most updated and new format of how to put a ticket. How does that changes over time, and how do you guys look to restructure things like to make it easier for the, I guess in this call, I would say client, but it's not the client one, I guess the person that puts in the ticket. How do you guys? Because that's probably like the key part or component of the whole operation, right? Like the ticket part. Because I know we have those meetings. We kind of check the person's making a mistake. How do we correct it or make it easier for that person to avoid that mistake? So how is the whole process within your team? And like, hey, what if we change this to make it not a safety problem and all that? Because to me, it's fascinating because I see it and I'm like, I mean, that looks fine, but I can see the safety issue there. But is that something that you guys really look into details?
Yeah, so we're constantly looking at how to improve the process. There's limitations law-wise, so we have to work within the scope of the law. However, in doing so, we're looking at the processes within that we can make easier. We can look at educational opportunities online. We launched something in the last few months called User Guiding. It's a product adoption platform, and it actually helps us to provide more information to the excavator during that ticket submission process to really understand what fields are for, how to best use them, maybe what new tools are available, and then go from there. The other side of this is how do we make it to where they have to put in less but get more out of it, right? Okay. Because the more we ask you to put in, the more confusing it gets. And so we're constantly trying to figure out how to simplify that process for the excavator that's submitting the locate request. We also have been looking at different tools that will check the quality of information going in on the front end. So we put in what we call validations, and those validations check some of the information that the excavator's putting in and say, okay, this doesn't line up, or this is problematic, you should fix it before you hit submit. Some of those tickets, excavators will go ahead and hit that submit button and it'll come to our agents. Some of those go directly to the operator, and the excavator gets a ticket number right at the submission. And so
it's like right away?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So
like instant submission?
Instant submission. There's, in fact, the vast majority of tickets that are submitted through our online portal are instant submission.
So there's the software recognizes the ticket right away, and if it doesn't see any error,
and now that doesn't mean those tickets are perfect necessarily. So we still have a ticket review process that looks at all tickets. We recently launched an AI tool that actually looks at every new ticket that we send through.
Let me guess, because I already have one. Kappa?
Scappa.
Scappa.
Yeah. Scappa is the team that we are working with on that.
Okay.
And I think their product is called like QA review, ticket review. So it's really exciting. It's creating a lot of insight for us right now to really understand what is coming through holistically. Before, we kind of had to take a very manual and almost random approach to where we're just picking tickets each day, a certain percentage of this person's tickets and this person's, and then checking those and adding that to the whole. But this way, we actually have a system that is looking at all of them and flagging all kinds of things that are AI set, but also deterministic that we set. And we said these rules are problematic for us, so if it doesn't pass this, send us the ticket. So we are working on a lot of tweaking to that system now, but it goes a long way to make the whole process safer.
So you have to keep up to date with new technologies like constantly?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
So what do you look like for techs are like developing those technologies? Like California, for example, or just anywhere in the US or anywhere in the world?
Yeah. So I would say that a lot of times I find myself just looking for information about what other states are doing.
What we were just talking about earlier. Okay.
Absolutely. Talking to other people and really just understanding what's available from a technology standpoint. There is so much opportunity ahead for us. We are in the very early stages of working on the next version of our ticket taking software called GeoCall, and it's going to be a much better experience in the long run and enable us to do a lot of things for the excavator. And so we're really excited about that. But as we're jumping into that, we're learning, okay, well, how do we tag this on? How do we integrate this? And so constantly searching for opportunities to improve that process through technology and streamlining what the excavator's doing and what our agents are doing. And that way we're able to focus more on the safety of things than actually taking the ticket.
As I always say, like it's a channel of 3 people, but it's always hard because we're in the middle, but is having everybody in the same lane without moving.
Yeah.
I think it sounds easy, but it's hard because we take the message, but then we deliver, but then these two on the two corners, they have to agree and well, they agree and disagree, but they have to always find the middle ground.
And where does that information go? When they do find that middle ground, where's it stored? Right now, they have to make those agreements outside of us. And so that's something for the future for us. We are a communication hub for excavators and operators. And so how do we bridge those gaps better? How do we take that information and allow that information to flow through us? So some of the things that you'll hear in the future is stuff about enhanced positive response and two-way positive response, where excavators and operators can communicate back and forth through our system, provide images and possibly even agreements, and have those stored in our system.
It's like almost like when you have when a friend is trying to introduce you to the girlfriend, like, hey, I'm gonna okay, and then you guys meet, and then you guys. But
the goal is that we don't have to step aside. We'll be right in the middle helping. So they fall in love in a way. Well,
that's in the future, but that will just kind of make a straight communication between them, and we just kind of oversee. And if there's something wrong, we just step in, something like that.
Possibly. It really depends. I think we're early in the development of some of these tools. And so through discussions with our stakeholders, we'll really find the best way to implement that.
And something that I noticed is and correct me again if I'm wrong, so I guess the address part of the ticket, when you put in a ticket, that's probably like the hardest part, right? In terms of like identifying if there's a safety or not, right? That's what I've noticed so far.
If they have an address, that's probably the easiest part, right? So the hardest tickets have no address, where an excavator has to provide detailed information to get the locator to the dig site or the planned dig site, and then also provide detailed information instructing the locator where you're going to be digging once you're on site. Because it's important that the locator knows all the information about your project so they can properly locate the lines around it. They can't have the expectation that they're just going to locate every line within 3 miles of your planned excavation site without understanding what that planned excavation site really looks like. So communication is key, and the details are important, especially in those areas where you're not just digging at an address.
And it's kind of funny. We always, when we're doing our presentation, we always try to promote white lightning. Because I know that helps a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Especially for the locators, but it's not mandatory. So I know in some states it is.
And it's catching momentum, right? So more states are actually implementing or having their laws changed to require white lining or virtual white lining.
Oh wow!
So,
but virtual will be technology also be like up to date and.
So virtual is going to mean that you're going in and you're marking the dig site on the virtual portal. You're doing the mapping. How specific that is really depends on how good of mapping data you have and how good of information that excavator has.
OKIE811 hosts live webinars every other Wednesday at 2 p.m. local time. These webinars cover a wide range of safety topics for both members and excavators. If you attend our live webinar, you will receive a certificate of attendance. And if you aren't able to attend the live webinar, register anyhow to receive a recording of the webinar the following day. To check out our webinar schedule, go to the Education Events page on our website, OKIE811.org. If you have questions or suggestions for topics for future webinars, please contact us at education@OKIE811.org.
All right, Jerrell, so we're about to finish the year, 2025.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
entering 2026. Do you have any plans for Christmas or anything? Or you're just staying here in Oklahoma?
I don't know. I've taken some time off, and I haven't really had that discussion with my wife yet. I don't think she knows I'm off, so I might just veg around the house. We'll see.
You guys, your family's all here, right?
I've got family here. I've got family in other states, kind of all across the U.S. So
okay, I think I haven't. The problem is every time I visit family, it's chaos.
Yep.
Because we're such a big group.
Right.
So
I could see this. I could see this.
Because we're all over the place. We're like, I have family in Miami, Boston, big cities, and
wow.
plus the people overseas and trying to coordinate. It's always the problem with the car. And I'm like, oh, we want to do this because my kids like this. And I'm like, oh, and then I have the 2 languages.
Yeah.
Spanish and English.
I'm impressed. I need to figure out how to kind of move into that world one of these days. But
going back to OKIE811, what's like coming up next in terms of like new things and things that we can expect starting the year?
Yeah, so we've got some new features that we're working on right now. I can't say too much about that yet. However, we did just launch a new position called the QA and AI support specialist.
Oh, wow.
So we are going to open up. We're going to bring a couple people on to really focus on QA, but also supporting our AI initiatives. AI needs as much QA as people do. So we want to make sure that we're really stepping into the future technologically, and we're doing it in a safe and very focused way.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, Jerrell, thank you so much for being here with us. I guess until next time. Oh, I guess I'll see you walking.
Yeah, we'll probably see you about
about 10 minutes after this. But thank you for being here with me.
Thanks, Luis. Appreciate it.
Everyone, and stay safe and tune in for the next episode.